Harold Godwinson was born in 1022 in Wessex, England. He was the second son of Godwin, Earl of Wessex, and Gytha Thorkelsdottir, a Danish noblewoman. Harold was born into a family of great wealth and power, and his father was one of the most important nobles in England. Harold grew up in a turbulent time in England's history, marked by power struggles between the English nobility and the Danish and Norwegian invaders who had settled in the country. Despite this, Harold received a good education and was known for his intelligence and political skill. In January 1066, King Edward the Confessor died without a clear heir to the throne. Harold was chosen by the English nobility, the Witan, to succeed him, despite the fact that he was not of royal blood. Harold's claim to the throne was challenged by two other contenders, William, Duke of Normandy, who claimed that Edward had promised him the throne, and Harald Hardrada, King of Norway, who believed that he had a legitimate claim to the English crown. Harold was crowned king on January 6, 1066, at Westminster Abbey. He immediately faced challenges to his rule, as both William, also known as William the Bastard, and Harold began to mobilize their armies in preparation for an invasion of England. In September 1066, Harold defeated an invading Norwegian army at the Battle of Stamford Bridge, then marched south to confront William of Normandy, who had invaded England, landing at Pevensey Bay in Sussex with an army of around 7,000 men. Harold's army marched south to meet him, and the two sides clashed at the Battle of Hastings on October 14, 1066. The Battle of Hastings was a brutal and bloody affair, with both sides suffering heavy losses. Despite a valiant defense by Harold's army, he was killed in the battle, according to the Bayeux Tapestry, by an arrow in his eye. Harold's death marked the end of the Anglo-Saxon period in England and the beginning of the Norman conquest. William of Normandy went on to become King William I of England, and the country was transformed by the Norman influence on its language, culture, and institutions. Harold was a popular and respected king, and his death was mourned by many in England. He was seen as a brave and noble leader who had fought to defend his country from foreign invaders. Harold was married to Edith Swanisha, who was later known as Queen Edith the Fair. She was a popular and respected queen, known for her piety and her charitable works. Harold had several siblings, including Tostig, who rebelled against Harold's rule and was exiled from England. Tostig went on to join forces with Harald Hardrada in his invasion of England, but was killed in battle at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. Harold had two sons, Godwin and Edmund, who both survived the Norman conquest and later became earls. They played important roles in the political and military affairs of England in the years after their father's death. Harold was known for his military prowess and his ability to unite and lead his troops. He was also known for his courage in battle, and for his determination to defend his country from invaders. Harold was a deeply religious man, and he was known for his piety and his generosity to the church. He was a patron of many religious institutions, including Waltham Abbey, which he founded. It is said his tomb is also at the abbey. Harold's reign was marked by several significant events, including the construction of Westminster Abbey and the rebuilding of London Bridge. Harold's death led to a period of instability and unrest in England, as the country was plunged into a power struggle between the Norman conquerors and the remaining Anglo-Saxon nobility. The Normans faced several rebellions in the years after the conquest, as the Anglo-Saxon resistance to Norman rule continued. The Norman conquest had a profound impact on English society and culture. The Normans introduced a new language, French, which became the language of the ruling class and of the law. They also brought with them a new feudal system, which transformed the structure of English society and the relationship between the king and his nobles. Harold's death was a major turning point in English history, marking the end of the Anglo-Saxon period and the beginning of the Norman era. It also had an impact on European history, as the Norman conquest was a significant event in the broader context of medieval Europe. Harold's legacy continues to be debated by historians and scholars today. Some view him as a hero and a martyr, who fought bravely to defend his country from foreign invaders. Others see him as a flawed leader, who was unable to unite his country and failed to prevent the Norman conquest. Harold's death has been immortalized in literature and art. The Bayeux Tapestry, a medieval embroidery that tells the story of the Norman conquest, includes a famous depiction of Harold being struck by an arrow in the eye. Harold has also been the subject of numerous novels, plays, and films, which have portrayed him in a variety of ways. Harold is remembered as one of the most important figures in English history, who played a significant role in shaping the country's political and cultural identity. His death at the Battle of Hastings remains one of the most iconic moments in English history, and his memory continues to be honored and celebrated by many.